morning, my neighbors. I can sleep. The chickens are up early and I got to eat. I stay woke. I stay woke. I stay woke. I stay woke. I am up. I stay woke. I don't sleep. I stay woke. I stay woke. I stay woke.
Welcome to another sensational episode of Stay Woke. I'm your friendly neighborhood supervillain, JB.
Jason, what up?
And we have a special guest in the building tonight. Please introduce yourself.
This is Robin here, Robin like a bird. How you doing?
Holla, she's so thrilled. We got rid of our Jewish white girl and replaced her with a beautiful Muslim sister. All is well. That song was a new single off of Lil Yachty's album. It's called Bring It Back. It's written by Lionel Richie and the Ghost of Michael Jackson. It's produced by Quincy Jones. That sax solo at the end was by Kenny G. Kudos. Teenage Emotions drops May 26th. Make sure you pre-order that thing now. So proud of Yachty. Have you been keeping up with all things boat related?
Absolutely.
What did you think of his appearance on Everyday Struggle?
I thought he did great. I think he had one little mishap, but overall I thought he did great.
What was his mishap in your opinion?
Whether or not he knows as much as he gives off, I think he could veer the conversations away from business.
I think he's just being really honest. Asking a kid if he knows what a 360 deal
right,
is.
I completely
the industry insiders, yeah, obviously we know what that term represents and what it means. But when you ask a kid who's at 18 years old made $1 million purely off his talent, I don't think that's an appropriate question to ask a kid. That's something you ask off record, off camera.
Joe knows what he's doing too. He knows he's trying to make him say something that he shouldn't. And
we'd like to thank everybody at Complex. We're really great fans of Complex. We'd like to thank DJ Academics for constantly being a supporter for my little bro Yachty. We like to thank you, Joey, pump it up, for really making the memes go crazy and making people see Yachty's honesty. I respect both perspectives. And I think Young Boy handled himself quite well.
I think every time Joe opens up about Lil Yachty, he just solidifies him more and more and more as the king of the teen.
Joey's like a wrestler. He's like something out of the 80s. Yeah. He should have done that interview in tight trunks and a championship belt.
Knee-high boots.
A stay sober belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Yelling at a little kid was pretty intense, but it was really good publicity. And we thank you for that.
I think it was an even exchange back and forth.
Definitely, and he held his own.
And he even gave Yachty props on how well spoken, and you know what I mean.
Which is weird. Like, is it a thing to
interviews.
celebrate when you see a young black man that's eloquent and knows how to conduct himself verbally?
Not being able to articulate.
That's what it seemed like. Or was it that every rapper cannot articulate themselves because?
No. As far as like he won't there were times where he was trying to pit him into saying something negative about either one of his peers, you know what I mean,
he wasn't
going
to get baited into that.
He deflects very well.
He did a really, really good job. Also want to give a shout to our brother, Kid Ink, who has an EP out today called 7 Series. Make sure you get that on your Spotify, on your Apple Music, however you cop music, and support the home squad. Our young man's, Darnell Got It, produced the joint Lottery that I was lucky enough to co-write. So, we got to support fam. It's a really wonderful year thus far.
Something everybody can relate to.
Everyone's had an argument in Vegas with your significant other. If you haven't, you haven't lived life and you haven't been to Vegas. But I've lived that like 3 times. It's a beautiful thing to get in an argument and then say, hey, babe, we're in Vegas.
It's kind of like a Vegas checklist.
Exactly.
You got to fight in Vegas at least once.
You haven't lived if you haven't fought in Vegas, which makes the song so genius. Carrying on, Funk Master Flex was complaining about Tupac again, and we respect all the OGs, you know what I'm saying? The original gangsters, the real old niggas holding on to the power.
I'm not so familiar with his position in all this. So
he's a gatekeeper, and he's broke so many amazing records, especially New York oriented records, so many iconic artists from Hot 97. It's Funk Flex, and then he used to do the Tunnel. He's a legend, He's allowed to huff and puff and not blow your house down once in a while. But bro, we can't talk about Tupac and saying Tupac, like that's disrespectful.
Right,
The man's
yeah.
dead. The man's mom's dead.
Calling him
That's a
Cheddar Bob.
major flagrant foul. And I'm not going to be disrespectful to you because I respect you. But whatever it is people are doing for ratings, terrestrial radio is pretty much, keep it kosher,
Right,
bro.
yeah.
Like that's really, 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 really bad. What else has been happening?
So little and so much at the same time, I guess.
Let's start with the littles.
Okay.
Meet the littles.
What was this random beef with Tory Lanez?
Okay, so Playboy Cardi has a song, right?
Right.
And Tory Lanez wanted to remix the song, so they reached out to the producer of said song, and he respectfully denied them the request. So they remade it. We just like, if a nigga don't want you to remake his shit, bro, or remix it, just don't remix it. I don't know Tory Lanez. I'm not really. That's not my world. You know what I mean?
Is that like an unsaid rule? Like
It's
you
like
don't
a-
touch
like-
anybody else's stuff?
You can touch it when the instrumental is available for public consumption. When someone just drops a project within like a couple weeks,
Okay.
and you ask, and they say it's like, "Yo, can I borrow your car?" No, and then I steal your car, or you know what I mean? Kind of like that. Yeah, it's thirsty, and then he rapped like Carter 3, Lil Wayne, like,
Right.
I don't know, I don't really, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're playing yourself.
So is it kind of like, it's not like, it wasn't a situation where like he tried to Lil Wayne him, where he tried to like beast him on his own record. He just liked the record and he wanted to get
If
his
you ask
take
the
on it?
producer, can I use the record? And they say no, I think that's just a no. Do somebody else's beat. That's a no. That means we don't want your brand associated with our shit. That's just all it is. If someone says no, I can't come to the house party, I'm not gonna go.
Yeah.
Dressed up as someone else.
Very.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In a little bit of good news, Kodak Black finally got sentenced. And when I say good news, he was looking at a year. He's only gonna do a month. Kodak, bro, we love you. I'm sick and tired of young Black men that have been blessed with the opportunity to take their family out of impoverished situations and change their lives to keep slipping. I know it's real in these streets, bro. Get security. We love you. We want you out here making music. We want you disrespecting other rappers. We like you. If I wore a chain, it'd be a chain in your image, Kodak. Okay? So as one dark-skinned nigga to another, by the way, nigga is not a race. It's a hip-hop terminology for a perspective.
Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you. From one brother to another, dark-skinned bro, come on, yo. There ain't that many of us, all right? It's been a really intense week in rap world. We're going to talk about politics. Yes, we're going to go and veer into that place, but I really don't want to get into that place right now. Has anything else crazy happened recently? Another thought came up and said that Drake is pregnant. Everybody's claiming to have Drake's babies.
Which means he's officially at the top. No questions asked.
100%. But here's the thing. A guy that moves like the way Drake has been moving, so flawlessly in his business, so savagely with his Scorpio dominant.
And his owl shirt dancing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's not going to impregnate a thotty. Stop it, girls. The 15 seconds ain't long enough. Don't. Okay? And if he did, well, you you hit the lottery. I should play that song next. Thotty's coming for Drizzy. What are your thoughts on Kendrick outselling Drake with Damn? As a consumer of the music and the culture, what are your thoughts? I want to hear. I want to hear both perspectives.
I'm surprised, but personally, as a fan, I'm okay with it. I've always been more on the Kendrick side than the Drake side, for no reason in particular, really. I still love Drake's records, but yeah, just as a fan, I bought Damn, but I didn't buy More Life.
Interesting.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, please
Really?
enlighten me.
Because I feel like Kendrick Lamar is bringing back something that people kind of really need and want, like water.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has like the intellectual side of like Andre 3000, but still has like that rough Ice Cube. Like I'm telling you like it is.
He's not all the way J. Cole, but
Yeah. And so like he still has the regular beat up braids. Like I'm not caring about my hair.
J. Cole is strictly Whole Foods.
Like you could see. I feel like I could sit next to like Kendrick Lamar on the bus and not even know it.
True.
And be like, oh, he just looked like another random
So
like,
you like him for the information that he's providing, and you like him for his relatability.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't think Drake is that relatable,
I
and he's
like
Canadian.
Drake. Me personally, I think it's been spoken on this show over 100 times. If you're gonna be, if one of my guys is gonna be beat, what better person to be beat by? And we're just talking first week numbers, by the way, guys. You know what I'm saying? Than Kendrick. Kendrick really came back full force with this album. It's an amazing album. We've heard it a few times. I've heard it at 4 o'clock in the morning in the studio. It's crazy. And I tried to play it at 2 p.m. to make sure that it wasn't crazy, and it still is crazy. So kudos to the whole TDE squad. A really brilliant project. Really good information. Touching on a lot of stuff. He was coming with some, gods and earth, like Moors, like mathematics and stuff for those of us that are woke to that degree. It's good news, and it's good for the culture. Regardless if you're both fans of both artists, it's still two black men that are really successful, that are pushing the culture forward and creating jobs for people of all races, especially black
based on
folks.
that, do you think Drake's congratulatory tweet saying how Kendrick beat him with him number 2, do you think that was genuine?
I think it was genuine, and I think
Genuine.
it's very genuine. I think it also lets you know that Drake's going to give up another project this year, whether it be a mixtape. He's too savage.
That's healthy competition right
Exactly.
there.
Yeah.
He's too competitive and too savage to let this rest and then chill until 2018. I don't see that. I feel like the OVO Owls are like plotting right now in the dark, and I hope I'm a part of their plans in a positive way. We're going to go to a jam right now that has nothing to do with the highly enlightened things we just spoke about, but it's off of Kid Ink's new EP, 7 series, and it's a Murder on the Beach joint, and we're huge fans of Murder.
And we're back.
Super Soaker.
What's that record called?
That song's called Super Soaker off 7 series,
Super Soaker.
produced by Young Murder on the Beats. Shouts to white Canadians. They're really eating in this black culture of ours.
Murder on the Beach.
Murder on the Beach. So it's not like Murder's amazing. What are your thoughts on that jam, guys?
I liked it.
It makes me feel like it takes me back to summertime. Summertime's at the pool.
Like, we don't
Super
dance, we
Soaker.
boogie.
You know what I'm saying?
Was that his tag before More Life?
I'm not that versed in Murder, so I don't know. I think it has, because Baca did the tag,
Right.
which is, so I think it's since More Life.
Okay.
I think Baca did it, and it just turned into a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What else has been going on, young guy?
Let's see. How do you feel about super rich old guys suing not as rich young guys? Because supposedly Lear Cohen is suing Travis Scott for $2 million, which to me seems a little petty. I don't know the business of it or anything, but what would a man of his vast wealth and accomplishments come down to that?
First
that
of
level
all, let me enlighten you on who Leo Cohen is. And you know, right?
Right. Yeah.
So Leo Cohen, for those that don't know, is one of the founders of Def Jam, who started off as a manager under Rush Management under the legendary Russell Simmons. He's a very storied legend and executive in this business. Later on, moved on from Def Jam, Island Def Jam, over to Warner Brothers / Atlantic, to having his own company, which is 300 Entertainment, which has
Right.
brought us the likes of
Chief Keef.
Chief
right,
Keef. Really, I don't remember. I
thought
know.
he
I
was
know.
one
I
who
know.
started-
Young Thug.
Yeah. Oh, young Thug maybe.
Yeah, I know Young Thug. But they signed a management deal allegedly, and his profit share out of those 2 to 3 years or 4 years or whatever the deal was for, supposed to be $2 million. It doesn't really matter what a person's. It doesn't really. Sorry, there's a party outside. It's Cinco de Mayo. Everybody's turning up. It doesn't really matter what a person's age is, what a person's bank accounts, what their bank accounts look like.
Right.
Business is business. So if what is allegedly being said is true, then you got to pay up, regardless of what an artist is. Like,
Right.
if we know that my manager's really, really well off, and if I go and I pay them for 2 to 3 years, I'd either be under the ground somewhere or
Yeah.
financially ruined. So it just is what it is. But I don't know anything about that. I'm just going off what we read. Let's talk about our country right now. A lot of things happened This is where it gets a bit heavy. If you guys have been paying attention, the
Dun, dun,
universal health care, what is it called actually? The Universal Health Care Act or the Universal Health Care Bill, whatever the fuck it is.
Probably Bill.
It got narrowly passed in the House of rich Republicans by 4 votes, I think.
Obamacare is officially no more.
Yeah, this is a lot of people are panicking. A lot of people are spazzing on social media. I want to get different perspectives of this thing.
Well, it makes me kind of sad because I saw the Jimmy Kimmel thing. You know what I mean? And that I don't think you have a heart if that didn't, touch you in some sort of way. But I thought that, you know what I mean, with the audience that he has, it might have swayed some people in a more positive way. But apparently not, because just a couple days after he pleaded so much for Obamacare and free healthcare and all that stuff, after a very, very scary situation with his own child, we now have this bill that's passed, which is supposedly the first, I'm doing the bunny fingers, win in the Trump administration, if that's what we want to call it. But yeah, I mean, I'm all for free healthcare. I think the Europeans got it right when it came to that. And I think that's about it from my side.
What are your thoughts?
I just think it's a little unfortunate because I am a recipient of, it's not called Obamacare, it's called Affordable Care Act.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if we could make it all universally free, it would have been done already, I believe. So in return, I just feel like there's a hidden agenda that we don't know about, because if we did know about it, we would have been educated on this bill a long time ago.
Exactly.
When he first got into office, 100 days from here. So
Here's the thing. The Affordable Health Care Act has been around for how long? About 2 years?
yeah.
So we have most people that are not in a certain financial bracket, and I can't say we because I'm insured. So that's, let me not, speak for, never had health care anyway until 2 years ago. So
That's true.
when everyone's spazzing, I'm like, wait, hold up now. This is in Europe where you can go and break your leg and go and get a bill for $20 to $40.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is America, and America is a corporation that's on loan to the United Kingdom. Let's never get that twisted. Not trying to get too deep here. Trump in power represents rich people getting all the things they felt like they missed out on in the last 8 years of Obama's presidency, in a way, in my opinion. Everything favors the wealthy.
Yeah.
This new bill affects everyone except for the people who passed it. They still get all their health benefits from previously.
Yeah.
So
I'm curious of what they were missing out on this last 8 years that they didn't
they just want
afford
more.
to get.
They want more. It's like turning this amazing country into a third world country and pillaging it. And when people, here's the thing, folks. When we think about this idea of race wars and cops killing young innocent black men and other men and women of various races, we go, it's a race war, but no, it's a class war.
Yes.
They're trying to alleviate the lower class.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think more now, more obvious now than ever. It's every single time one of these bills is passed, it's passed by a group of men that it has nothing to do with. Same with the all the abortion stuff, and that thing that was going on 2 weeks ago, and then the ban, the travel ban and all this stuff. It's all made by a group of men in one little room who aren't affected by any of the decisions they make.
So it's kind of like a game. It's
way
like,
more
okay,
transparent
It's a terrible,
now than
sick
ever.
game.
yeah, it's like, let me throw this cheese in there and see who gravels.
Right.
That's
Like,
awful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a.
But
really-
and like, we have to know that we put these little men in this room to give them all this power. So when it's time to vote, we have to switch up the boards.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's like I really don't have pity, and this is going to sound really bad for people that lose their homes. They vote for people like this. You know what I mean? When it comes back and bites you in the ass, and then you go, "Oh, I lost." I don't have any pity for that. You've got to vote outside of your own selfishness. You know what I'm saying? This country is built. There's so many things I can rave and rant about. This entire country is built on immigration. Like you want to talk about illegal Mexicans as if they're doing anything to harm you or taking any jobs from you, but you want to go get drunk on Cinco de Mayo. That's hypocrisy. Like I believe in an equal, beautiful world where everybody's equal. You know what I'm saying? I believe I'm a humanist. I'm also a futurist, so I understand we all can't go. You know what I mean? But it's just crazy living in these times where we get so distracted by the dumbest things. Like people are so into what happened on what happened last night on E or what this like wake the hell up. We're in it.
Yeah.
And a war is coming because you know what wars do? They generate huge profits and revenue for nations. Hopefully hopefully it's nothing of the magnitude of a W1 or 2, but it's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So please, people, pardon the pun, stay fucking woke. Okay? I'm gonna go in a new song from the Broski Kidding called Lottery, produced by Men's Them. Lottery off that 7 series from the Broski Kidding, produced by Men's Them. Young Darnell got it. I'm sure you girls are sliding in his DMs as we speak.
Oh, I miss Vegas.
Vegas is a beautiful place.
It's the happiest place on earth.
Yeah, it's an amazing, amazing place. Let's go back to some of the, I'll say the word amenities with this new universal healthcare, which isn't universal at all. It's universally selective. Tell me some of the points that you guys are making about. Let's talk about the rape aspect of it and how disrespectful it is to women as a whole.
This is just like ridiculous. Like basically women have no rights over their body like whatsoever. And this is coming like from way back. And it's just funny how the media sets it up as like a certain like religion oppresses women when like America doesn't respect their women at all. Okay, so you can't like get abortion on your health care at all. So it's like, okay, you got yourself into it, you got to get yourself out of it, and we're not helping you. Now they want to close down that outlet, so you can't educate yourself about sex. And if you have sex and have a baby, you can't get rid of it. You're just screwed for the rest of your life.
So you're saying in an unfortunate situation where women, there was a point that was brought up earlier where if a woman gets raped and wants to have an abortion, the guy that rapes her,
yes, they passed a law in Arkansas that if you get raped and you as a woman choose to have an abortion, the rapist can sue you to not have an abortion for his child that he raped you. Wow. So basically, to me, that's just like you turning yourself in. So now you're incarcerated. So you have no rights. So what still gives you the rights over my body?
Right.
We're going back into the Stone Ages. It's scary as hell. It really, we have a reason to be concerned, people. This is scary, scary shit. There's an attack on impoverished people. And if you don't know what that means, is people below a certain poverty line. There's an attack on gay rights. There's an attack on black men and women. And there's an attack in general on women. This is what we created. This is enjoy your Cinco de Mayo, folks. Like, this is scary, scary shit. We just came out of a glorious 8 years, and it wasn't like he walked on water or did everything or fixed the issues, every single issue, but his legacy will remain untarnished, and his diplomacy towards other countries, he made us look amazing.
He was a classy president.
This is scary shit that we're in. But I'm not gonna, it's just, we need to be aware. That's all. And it's not down talking anything. I hope there's a light at the end of this tunnel, but it looks dark.
Very long, dark tunnel.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
It looks really, really dark.
It just seems like it's this constant fight for power. Like men want this fight for power for women.
I think old white men.
Like it's just this constant fight. Like if somebody else has the power, then you have to take it because that they're taking away from your power.
Yeah, it's scary.
And so it's diminishing you in some way, even though like everybody has their own inner power. So if you just shared it, it really wouldn't be no problem because everybody's on, it's apples and oranges. It's on a different playing field.
Very good perspective.
Why can't fruit be compared? Shout out
It tastes different.
Little Diggy
It tastes
video.
different.
That's a really good video.
You're not gonna make apple pie with oranges.
Shouts to Nabil. Nabil, you've been killing it, bro. You've been doing really, really good things with the visuals. I don't know. When I get on these kind of conversations, it's so draining. It's intense. And we like to keep it jovial here, but you know, we've got to give you guys some medicine because we're all sick out here because they're poisoning us, and we've got to put the medicine in candy. So it's not always going to be jokes.
You can't be blind to the world around you.
Exactly.
You know,
that's failure.
Just because you're
in
it
your
might
Facebook,
not be affecting you directly.
and you're in your Instagram, and you're in your Snapchat, and you didn't
Distracted.
turn on the news at all because you don't have cable and just Netflix.
Distractions are nice. You know, we make music. You know, we like to do something for ourselves that, you know, gets us out of that outside world because we know it's scary, but you always have to be aware of what's going on.
True.
Word of the day, aware.
Awareness.
We're going to go into a jam. I really like this kid called Forever Anti-Pop. I like the song called Finessing the Rhythm. Puts me in a better mood. Lego. No, I have not tried the Starbucks unicorn. I'm not a unicorn kind of guy. Those flavors look like they'll put you in a multicolored coffin.
Well, unicorn is like the new thing. Everybody's doing unicorn something.
Well, unicorn is an achievement, like a prestige level.
They have the unicorn corn now. Somewhere that has like pink mayo and it's like drizzled with all this blue stuff.
It's gross.
Yeah, I don't know
In
about
theory,
all that.
that's gross. Like in aesthetic, like in so many different ways.
I like my food to be normal color.
Normal color.
Yeah.
Did we talk about the Met Gala and how good people looked?
Beautiful. Nicki Minaj. Beautiful.
Oh no, actually we didn't, because that happened after last Friday.
We need to talk about that. Some people looked really good. Round of applause for a queen. That is Rihanna. Slaughtered as usual. So many people look so great. I really thought that Jeremy Scott did a really, really good job on Yachty. I like to consider myself the plug for that one, for hooking him up via my homegirl CL.
Migos voted the brightest jewelry.
The Migos looked amazing. They looked really good.
Lawson as always.
A lot of people looked really, really, really good. But I think the night for me went to Rihanna and Yachty, and maybe I'm being partial, but she looked stunning.
I think you're being partial.
You think Who do you think the night went to?
Definitely Nicki Minaj.
I didn't even know she was there. That wasn't a diss. I really didn't know she was there. What was you? I never saw any photos.
It was gorgeous. She had this red and black.
Nicki's
and like,
beautiful.
Who's her? It's a collab that she's gonna come out with somebody, isn't it?
It was just gorgeous. I love her. She's my favorite.
Who else looked good? Jaden Smith was carrying around his dreadlocks that he cut off like 2 weeks before for some reason. Has that been explained yet? Has anybody?
Okay, Nicki looks spectacular. I swear I didn't see this.
Slide.
Slide it up or to the side.
Side.
Man, this ain't holding no candle to Rihanna though. I'm sorry. You look stunning, but this ain't. Come on, really? She's beautiful, but this ain't holding no.
Rihanna low key. Rihanna low key looked like she was wrapped with coral from the aquarium.
You just a Rihanna hater over here.
I'm not Rihanna.
All the blogs know that Rihanna fucking slaughtered that thing. She looks Nicki. You look fantastic.
Okay, look at like side by side.
See that? I think you got a staff member low key that infiltrated the show as a guest today.
I don't even consider myself a barb.
Rihanna looks amazing. And honestly, Jaden
I went to the
fantastic.
aquarium last week for my birthday, and I think I saw Rihanna's dress there.
Really?
At the aquarium.
Pew, 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 pew. I thought it was only
Coral down
21
there.
Savage was the only one throwing shots. Okay, I'll give your girl a top 5 mention, but Rihanna stole the show, and I mean all the fashion blogs agree.
Who else?
It seemed to be a theme this year to have your butt hanging out.
Whose butt was hanging out?
Kendall had a dress where like the back.
When
was
is her butt
see-through,
not hanging out?
One of the Hadids, Gigi, or what's the other one's name? The one that dated The Weeknd. Her butt was hanging out. Seemed to like the see-through sequence dress seemed to be a theme. But I do like the how the theme for the guys was the long coattails, old school style.
I really like
cool.
the blazers that they were coming out with. They weren't like, generically black.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were really dope.
Who else?
I'm sorry, I was so blinded by the light.
Did
from
anybody
Rihanna
hear?
and
Oh my goodness!
Yachty. I didn't see anyone else.
So Nicki Minaj is calling her barbs now the Kingdom.
The Kingdom of
What do you guys feel about that? They're just called the Kingdom now. They're not called barbs anymore.
Because she's the queen?
I guess so. I'm not sure.
I don't think now's the time to be saying the kingdom and the thing after Sheether.
Oh.
And I'm not being disrespectful. I don't think that's like, you know what I'm saying?
He
There
did
was
like
no-
3 songs back to that.
There was not none of those songs. Those were great records. We're talking
You
about
know, in my
rap. It's-
opinion, and I'm like a die-hard Nicki Minaj fan since like before she was on Young Money. I knew her since like Georgia days. I feel like she shouldn't even have replied. I would have liked it if
That's
she
would
just
have been
didn't
the
reply
problem.
at all.
Yes.
Nicki should not have responded.
Agreed.
Unless
she
you're gonna
would've-
address
and then she could have
it.
said kingdom, because that would have been like, yo, you're not even on my level. By
Exactly. Like you're
responding,
not on
though,
my
it let us
radar.
know the bars were not equal.
Or she could have just went in hella hard and just like, gave explanations or fronted it. Don't just like pass over it.
Nicki is-
Because we want to know answers.
Nicki is undoubtedly the queen, though, as far as like, but it's like she did some damage. It did some
Yes.
serious damage.
Yes.
But Nicki is where she's taking rap music for women is unprecedented, and it's legendary.
Yes.
Now I love.
But you got to pay credit where it's due.
You
I
got-
understand that, for her to even be to that point, somebody else had to get to their point.
Exactly.
Before
Here's
her.
the thing with Nicki, right? I've been blessed to work with Nicki once, and we've had real rap conversations, and I put her in the top 5 of all time, including men. This is around the time Monster came out. I was like, yo, you're a problem. You're not like, the best female. You're like one of the best rappers.
Yeah, she was
and then
running
when
with the boys.
Sheether came out, I expected that person to show up. Granted, it's Safari's not around anymore. Everybody has a team. I miss the dynamic of Nicki and Safari. As a fan, I'm saying that. Nicki, you're literally the greatest. Okay? But I miss the dynamic of you and Safari. I wish we could put that behind us and continue going back to making classic fucking records. Regretting Your Tears is an amazing song. These are amazing records,
Yeah.
but no one should dare throw a stone at you and you respond with hit. Only Drake does that because
Yeah.
Back to Back is a battle rap and also a hit record. Everyone can't do that, which is why Drake is so
I think the only
great.
thing that saved Nicki in this situation was the fact that Remy put out that second record.
Yeah, that was garbage.
If she just
Super
would've
trash.
just stuck with
Super trash. She
Sheether,
messed up.
I think
People
it
don't
would've
know how to
done
play
a lot
chess. I'm
more.
like, you should have left it as Sheether. We would have had this conversation.
But I think like that kind of contradict herself that she went again, because Remy Ma, because like she was saying it was never about the music.
Right.
So for her to put out another diss track is kind of saying it's
Well,
about
she
the
tried to
music.
do the Drake thing, Drake put out 2 diss records. One of them became a hit. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like if you can make a diss record that becomes a hit, that's like
Big thing.
the best that it can do, because then the person has to constantly listen to their diss record,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's what Remy tried to do. She was like, oh, people are looking at me because of Sheether. Now I can put out this second record that can actually be a hit. And no.
I want them to just like get on the track together and make it a song and be
That's
all-
too late. That's too
Yeah.
far
Be happy.
gone. You
No.
can't do that after Sheether. You can't do that. But Nicki, we wish you continued success. You are a gorgeous and great queen.
I love you.
Bring Safari back, my nigga. Keep it low key though. You don't gotta tell nobody. We really fuck with you over here.
I don't even
You
like
know what I'm
Safari's
saying?
face.
You know, we really fuck with you over here. This has been a really exquisite episode. I thought I was going to be a lot more depressed with some of the topics we had to cover, but due to our amazing guests,
Thank you.
it was a really good balance. It wasn't super testosterone filled, and I had a blast. I hope you guys did too. I want you guys to do me a favor. Go out this weekend, be safe first and foremost, because the rules are changing and we're on the menu, okay?
Always wear a condom.
Definitely make sure you wear a condom when
And
you're wilding
be
out.
aware.
Be aware. Be aware of what you put in your body. Literally. Be aware of what you put in your body. Be aware of what energies you bring around. Be positive. Love each other. And yo, I always say this, and I'm going to say it regardless of what age you are. If I can do it, you can do it. Anything that you can put in your head and you believe, you can manifest it, okay? And if you need some help with stuff like that, read a wonderful book. 2 wonderful books that changed my life. Start with the Celestine Prophecy, and then go into The Secret, all right? Let's not be divided over religions. Let's not be divided over race, sexual preferences. We're all humans first, okay? One love, do your thing, and make sure you always stay woke.